You know how you're constantly buried under mountains of information every single day? Well, what if you had a tool that could take all of that, all those documents, articles, and notes, and turn it into clear, usable knowledge? That's exactly what Google's NoteBookLM is designed to do. Today, we're going to dig in and see how it works.
So let me start with a quick story. There's this business traveler, right? Stuck on a plane going nowhere for 5 hours. So they fed the airline's super dense, complicated rulebook into NoteBookLM and just asked it a simple question. Hey, with this delay, what's the absolute most I can get in compensation? And boom, the AI found a loophole that scored them a massive mileage bonus they would have never found on their own.
And that story, right there, gets to the heart of what makes NoteBookLM so powerful. This isn't just another AI chatbot that scours the internet. Nope. It's a focused, personal research assistant that works only for you with your information.
So what's the big difference here? Well, you know how standard AIs pull from the entire, messy, sometimes wrong internet? They can hallucinate and just make stuff up? NoteBookLM is totally different. It is source-grounded, which is a fancy way of saying it builds its brain only from the documents and links you give it. This is huge because it practically eliminates the risk of getting weird, made-up answers.
This is the secret sauce. Because the AI is grounded in your sources, you can actually trust what it says. And better yet, you can always trace its answers right back to the original text with a single click.
Okay, so how do you actually get started? You might think setting up a personal knowledge base sounds complicated, but honestly, it's surprisingly easy.
It really breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, you create a new notebook and give it a name. Then, you start adding your sources, all your files and links. After that, you just start asking questions, literally chatting with your documents. And finally, when you get a great answer, you save it as a permanent note. That's it!
And you can throw almost anything at it. We're talking PDFs, Google Docs, website links, and even the transcripts from YouTube videos or audio files. You can just copy and paste text right in. It's super flexible.
And get this, the free version lets you add up to 50 sources for each notebook you create. 50! For most projects, whether you're studying for a final exam or analyzing a bunch of work reports, that is more than enough to get the job done.
Now, adding your sources is cool, but what happens after you've loaded them up is where the real magic begins. NoteBookLM has this feature called the Studio, and it's full of automated tools that do way more than just answer questions.
I mean, have you ever been staring at a huge pile of reading and just wished you could turn it into a podcast to listen to on your way to work? Well, that's literally what the Audio Overview feature does. With one click, it creates a conversation between 2 AI voices that breaks down the most important points from all your documents. It's an amazing way to review your material, and it's now available in multiple languages, including Korean.
And if you're a visual person like me, the Mind Map feature is an absolute game changer. It automatically maps out all your information, showing you how different ideas and concepts are connected. The best part? You can click on any part of the map to ask more questions and dig deeper.
But that's not all. The Studio can also create a full-blown learning guide with quizzes and key terms, a professional briefing doc that summarizes everything, an FAQ based on your info, and even a timeline if your sources have historical data, all with just one click.
All right, now let's be real for a second. Like any new tool, NoteBookLM isn't perfect. So let's talk about a couple of the common bumps in the road you might hit, and more importantly, how to get around them.
So what do you do if a source won't load? Easiest fix is to just copy and paste the text directly. If you have an unsupported file, like a Microsoft Word document, just convert it to a PDF first. And this next one, this is the most important tip I can give you. NoteBookLM does not save your chat history. If the AI gives you a brilliant insight, you have to hit that Save to Note button, or it's gone forever.
So when you put all this together, who is this really for? And how could it actually change the way you work with information every day?
Well, if you look at who's using it, it's pretty clear this isn't some niche tool. It's for a huge range of people. Students are the biggest group, but also researchers, professionals, creators. Really, it's for anyone who has to synthesize complex information.
Think about it. For a student, it's like a 24/7 study buddy. For a professional, it's a super efficient analyst that can tear through reports and meeting notes. For a researcher, it's a tireless assistant that can spot connections across dozens of papers. It just adapts to what you feed it.
And that brings us to a really powerful idea. By giving you a tool that learns only from the sources you trust, NoteBookLM puts you in the driver's seat. You're not just passively consuming information anymore. You're actively curating your own knowledge. It totally changes the game. So the only question left is, when your AI only knows what you teach it, what will you choose to learn together?